Well, today's trivia question, what does the word tesoro mean? Tesoro means treasures in Spanish. And of course, like every treasure at the Tesoro Cultural Center, there's a story behind the name. Welcome back to Colorado and Company. Here's the woman with all the stories, Holly Arnold. Kenny, she's here. She's the owner of the Fort Restaurant and, of course, the executive director of Tesoro Cultural Center. We also have spiritual advisor John Imula and artist Popone. Nice to see all of you. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you.
First, give me the background a little bit about the name Tesoro, and it has something to do with your dad, right?
Yes. We founded the Tesoro Cultural Center in 1999 because we are the first replica of Bent's Fort, and we wanted to teach the public about Bent's Fort. And my father said, Sam Arnold, the late Sam Arnold, said, well, let's honor all those treasures, like the artistic treasures of culture of those that participated at Bent's Fort. So Indian culture and Hispanic culture and the mountain men. And these artists do incredible work, and we know how to market and get their word out about how great artists they are.
You've carried on that tradition from Sam Arnold,
15
which is
years.
wonderful. And you share the same property, correct? The fort and the Tesoro Cultural Center.
Actually, the building is on the National Register of Historic Places.
Okay.
As it is, think of it like the building as a museum. And in the daytime, we do Tesoro events, our school tours and our lecture series. And then we have our festivals like this weekend.
Yes.
And then at night, it transforms into a restaurant.
Tell me more about this weekend celebration.
Oh, we're so excited. This is our 15th year of our Indian Market Powwow. We have over 51 top award-winning artists from all over the country. They won first place at Heard Museum and Santa Fe Indian Market. And we have a powwow where we have many times 60 different Indian nations that come, and Hawk Quest leads the grand entry with live hawks and eagles. And they also invite the public and children and families to dance in the intertribal dance. So if you are of the tribe of the Irish, or your background is English or Irish, you're invited to come to honor your tribe in the intertribal dance.
I think I'm a Cherokee. I do have a background of Cherokee.
That's even better.
Good. And our wonderful Mayor Michael Hancock actually had a proclamation for this.
Actually, our governor
did.
John Hickenlooper gave us a proclamation, and it basically awarding us, designating this weekend as Tesoro Indian Market Powwow Days. And it also is the Colorado's most authentic American Indian market.
Well, thank you, Governor Hickenlooper, for that proclamation. Now let's give our friends and family who are watching at home just a little example of the celebration. She does a wonderful job, Raylene. Wonderful. And John, as always, beautiful voice. Thank you so much, Raylene. Now, John, let me squeeze over here with you a little bit. Give me a little bit of background about yourself and what you're doing at the powwow.
Well, I'm Kiowa. I'm part Arapaho, and I'm from Oklahoma.
What part of Oklahoma?
Anadarko,
Okay.
Oklahoma. That's the Southwest.
My dad's from Shawnee. Got a little Okie myself.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
And you started honoring veterans. Who get a special honor this year?
Yes, I'm a veteran myself. As you can see, this was a gift from the Northern Colorado Intertribal Association. It's a gift that tells me about my background as a military, 45th Division of Oklahoma.
That's beautiful.
And I served in the Korean War.
Thank you for your service and protecting our country. And you're honoring a veteran this weekend?
And every year we honor a veteran or groups of. Last year we honored the Colorado Veterans Association.
Good.
The year before we honored women veterans.
Oh, that's wonderful. And would you mind, I know you have a beautiful song to honor veterans. Would you mind giving me a sample of it?
Okay.
Okay. If I insist.
Welcome to
John, thank you. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
I forced you to do it, but I'm glad I did because you did wonderful. And it's Poponi, correct? Tell me a little bit about your works of art. This is gorgeous.
Well, thank you. I'm a member of the Kickapoo and Potawatomi nations that now reside in Kansas, and the work I chose to bring today is very much in the likeness of the work that if we were all living 500 years ago, we could be making. My specialty is firing with buffalo dung as my combustible material.
You're kidding.
I'm not kidding.
That is craziness. I would have never. And it comes out like this?
Yes, it does. The beauty of firing in a live fire with, you know, smoke and flame and everything that's swirling around the pot during that firing time is that ultimately the fire creates the beauty, the finished product. So I'm going to touch each piece here. This vessel here is a classic storage jar. So we could put Holly's brownies in here if we were around a few hundred years ago.
Oh, I just want to touch it too because it
can
almost
touch
feels,
it.
I don't know why, but it feels magical. Like it's just so special.
Well, it's really neat for you to say that because the way I always try to explain it to people is when you're working with clay, you're working with Mother Earth.
Yes.
It takes water to shape that pot, and it takes the fire and the wind to finish the work on it with the fire. So any one of these vessels here, as you can see, they're all marked a little bit differently, and so they are the most traditional type of work that I still do today. This method's been around for thousands of years and has been time tested.
This is my favorite. Thank you.
Oh,
I know we'll
thank
be able
you.
to see more this week, and it was an honor to meet you. Holly, if you don't mind, excuse me, Poponi, I want to talk about the brownies. You have the special brownies. They're to die for. They are delicious.
Well, these are like a caramel brownie, but there's a fun story behind it because years ago my father had a heart problem. He had a triple bypass heart surgery, and he said, I brought him a bag of canola seeds, and he said, oh my gosh, these would be good in everything, on our potatoes, our salad. And he gave them to our baker, and she made this amazing caramel canola brownie with walnuts in it, and they have brown sugar, and you caramelize the sugar to where it becomes like
We are actually going to
caramel.
put the recipe on our Facebook page, Colorado and Company, but I could just feel how much you love your dad and treasure him. I mean, he was obviously someone who influenced and empowered you in life, for sure.
Yes, he created me and the fort.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you, Denise.
Again, we have that recipe on our Colorado and Company Facebook page. John's going to sing us out here, but you can experience the beautiful flavors, the colors, and excitement of the Indian Market and Powwow this weekend, May 16th and 17th at the Fort. For more information and for a complete list of the artists and events, call 303-839-1671. You can also go online to tesoroculturalcenter.org. That's tesoroculturalcenter.org, and they paid for their appearance on today's show.